People have a huge mistrust for politicians right now, and you're known for being brutally honest. So how is Ukraine and inflation and oil prices and interest rates, how does this all play together? Give us a brief State of the Union address from your perspective, would you please?
Sure. Let's all take a deep breath on the current situation and think about, as investors now, what we should be thinking. Because let's start about Ukraine. What's happening there is horrific. There's no question about it. I mean, it's just horrible. However, what impact is that going to have on S&P earnings in 2022? Practically nothing. Ukraine is just not a factor in US GDP. It's less than 1% or just around 1%. There's nothing good about what's happening there, but it's very difficult to talk about this, but you have to separate the reality and the economics versus what's actually occurring. So US banks have very little exposure to Russia. Russia is a third world country with a very strong military arm. It's a tiny little economy based on one commodity, oil. It's a rogue nation led by an unusual individual who I think has made a grave mistake. And I think my own prediction is just a single prediction, but if you look at history, and I'm a bit of a history buff, when a leader makes a calculated move and is wrong, and in fact causes great grief on the people of the country, and in the case of Russia, it's going to be inflation. The ruble is collapsing. Access to everything from semiconductors to just basic technology is being removed from them. Access to capital outside of the country, restrictions on travel. Individual Russians can no longer leave the country, including athletes, you name it. It takes a while for that to permeate through, maybe up to a year or so. But if you look at history, and I'm not predicting anything, but if you look at history of despots like Putin, it ends badly for them, often in a hunting accident or something like that. I mean, look, it's tragic, but history is not kind on people that lead countries and don't care about the citizens. And that's clearly what's happening here. Unprecedented unity. What I found most interesting and very difficult, I think, for the Russians, particularly the oligarchs, which supposedly are supporting Putin, is what the Swiss did yesterday at 4:05 when the markets closed. There hasn't been many cases, and I don't recall one ever, where the Swiss have basically sequestered the capital of nationals from a country. Switzerland was always Switzerland. And whether you were a despot or whatever you were, your money in Switzerland was in Switzerland and safe. Not so for Russians today. That's extraordinary. My guess is that those close to Putin are not happy about that. That is where the majority of their family wealth is. I'm predicting a hunting accident.